Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you from somewhat overcast Shell Road Reserve here at Ocean Grove, which is the home of the Surfside Waves, and for the opening round of the 2022 Masters Summer League. It's going to be an action-packed, or hopefully not too much action involved in today's game, because we don't want too many injuries. We don't want too many, let's call it non-conflicted downfalls on the pitch, because we want all these players able to participate in the official season launch later on today. Big shout out to Brewicolo. They are sponsoring this year's Masters Summer League, and no doubt copious amounts of the amber fluid will be consumed. Hopefully not at halftime, but maybe at full time and thereafter. My name is Tonchi Prusak. I'm from the Geelong Region Soccer Show, and I'm the special guest commentator today. But this game is huge, today's game, the game between Drysdale Hotel, aka Drysdale Soccer Club, and Brewicolo Surfside Waves. It's so big that no matter how good I am or how good I think I am, I can't call this on my own. So I'm going to have to call in the heavy guns, the big guns, and my assistant commentator today is none other than one of the co-organisers, Barbaros, aka John Carra. Barb, mate, pleasure to be here, and this is going to be a fun-filled and entertainment-filled afternoon, no doubt.
Absolutely, Tonchi. Thanks for sitting in here with me. Yeah. So, today's game, it's going to be an interesting one. Drysdale's a well-seasoned outfit. They've been playing together for a number of years. The Brewicolo team, Tonchi, I don't know what to expect, but in big news, the off-season, we saw number 12, Dan Benson from Barwon, on a free transfer, come and join Brewicolo. He's got loads of experience. He'll probably play in the centre midfield. What I'm expecting today, Tonchi, is that Brewicolo will probably sit back, try and figure out what's going on from the Drysdale boys, and then we'll see them, press when there's a mistake made. That's what I'm predicting today. I'm predicting a 0-0 or 1-1 draw, Tonchi. Over to you.
Well, there you go. There's the big prediction from Barb himself, and we're going to go through the team lineups very, very shortly. But like we said, major sponsor, big thank you out to Brewicolo, who are sponsoring this year's competition. I don't know if the fact that the team is backing the home side Surfside Waves, I wonder if that's going to go down with the referee today. Will there be a little bit of bias, or will there be a stubby or two handed his way? But Bob, speaking of stubbies, mate, tell us all about the exclusively brewed Masters Summer League drop, mate. This I'm excited about, probably more so than the game, and that's no disrespect to the combatants on the field, but the fact that this year you guys have got a beer named after the Masters Summer League, mate, the A-League doesn't have that.
Well, we've gone one up on them, haven't we, really? This is a big coup for us. Brewicolo, a local Ocean Grove craft brewery, has put together quite a kind of unique deal for us, Tonchi. So what?
Describe it, mate. Describe it.
Absolutely, mate. It's an arrangement where, as you know, the MSL is all about raising money and trying to create positive outcomes from a mental health perspective for people within the region. Older men over 35 often lose contact with sport when they get to a certain age, and I think sport's a great outlet. I think it's got so many positives, so many benefits, and Brewicolo's recognised that, and what they've done is they've come together and they've... G'day, mate, we just got a seagull come in. Sorry, Tonchi. So just quickly, we've got together, and what we've done is we've arranged a special deal with Brewicolo where a portion of every sale, every can sold of the MSL Summer Ale will go towards the men's shed in Ocean Grove. So great opportunity, great sponsorship. So I'm really looking forward to it. Tonchi, what are you predicting from today's game?
A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a lot of falling over one's feet, and we're not talking about the opponent's feet, but all in all, as we can see over to the left of your screen, we've got all the teams that are playing now. A little bit of a pre-match pep talk by, I think it's Simon Blanchy. He's giving a little bit of a pep talk, and mate, this man, he can talk a leg off a table, I think. And if anyone can get him all revved up, it's Blanchy, that's for sure.
Yeah, Blanchy loves a little bit of a chit chat, so he's giving them a bit of a pre-match warm up, telling them about the intent of the game, which is really not to go out there and hurt each other. It's really about the social aspect, having fun, talking about the blue card, which gets brought out when there's a slide tackle, and trying to just really get the boys revved up, but revved up in the sense of camaraderie, friendship, mateship, and really want to leave any emotions that could bring about a negative conflict off the pitch, and just it's all about mental health, mateship and friendship. So that's what he's doing. So I think the boys are ready to start now. They're coming together on the pitch, and we're about to kick off. So maybe we go through the team lineup, Tonchi.
Maybe if you can do the home side, Brewicolo.
Absolutely. So Brewicolo. So number 1, Pat Nippers is number 1. He'll be in goals. We've got Stephen Grindle. Number 2, number 3, Rob Gilhrom. Number 4, Justin Hirsch on his debut. Chris Royal. This is his 3rd season, recovering from a season-ending ankle injury last year. Leslie Mappada, number 7, Matt Wood, Patrick Devine, Rob Setonovsky. You probably do better at that pronunciation. Dan Benson, number 12, Kev Bowlers. We're going in now into the reserves. Liam Bangan, Paul Smith, Craig Bangan. They must be brothers. And Ben Van Oren.
And for Drysdale Hotel, Pete Hattie is in goals. Tyson Scott, number 2. Another one of the co-organisers to keep an eye on. And he'll be resplendent in that chrome dome, shiny chrome dome. Hopefully he's put a lot of sunscreen on, even though it is overcast. The UV factor is very high, as is the likelihood of injuries today. But Ross Abraham, he dons the number 3 shirt for Drysdale Hotel. Pete Murphy, number 4. Andy Scott, number 5. Murray Buchanan with those lovely long locks. I think a lot of the over 40s here that are having receding hairlines are envious of his hair. He's number 15. We've got number 12, Nick Screech. Nick Songus, number 17. Tim Norton, 21. 22, Steve Fleming. I'm going to have to take a big breath because this is a major squad. Number 24, Dean Wern. 26, Simon Keogh. 32, Aziz Farid. Sean Lonergan is the captain with number 44. Jose Munte, number 25. Paul Hardy, 51. Chris Parsons, number 9. James Harrison, number 19. And number 48, Ben Hines. And I think they've got enough players there to fill 3 rosters. But how are they going to do that? Who is the coach, by the way, for Drysdale? Or is this basically a coachless team?
Sean Lonergan, he's been the coach / manager for the last few seasons. That's the only way he gets in the team, just to make sure that he's in that team. But just on Brewicolo, they've been doing a lot of pre-season training, high altitude in the Yuyangs, doing a lot of up and downs. You probably couldn't tell that's been happening by some of the the size of shirts that are out there, but they've put in the hard yard. So as I said, I think this is going to be an interesting match. I'm still expecting a draw, but they're going to come at them, and I think they'll just wait and see what Drysdale will bring at them, Tonchi.
Well, speaking to a lot of the well, I won't say youngsters because they're not. A lot of the players that are participating, and they've done the pretty strenuous pre-season. Christmas and especially some of the I think Rob Svetskovsky there sounds like he might be Macedonian, so he'd be Orthodox. He probably had 2 Christmases, twice the fun, twice the food, and there are I think a lot of people who are probably doing the same this year. So this is an excuse to burn some of those calories as we are off here at Shell Road Reserve, and immediately Chris Royal the captain gets into it. He's in the centre of the park. And it's going to be a lot of, I dare say, a little bit of ping pong making its way into the sport of football today, because there'll be a lot of turnovers, no doubt. Wonder if there's a lot of apple turnovers in some of those bellies that we see out there. No doubt there's been all sorts of cakes consumed, devoured, and that will be, I think, the main motivation for the lads getting out there today. That and probably their wives telling them to get off their big backsides and doing something about men's health, their own men's health, Barb.
Absolutely. It's not only mental but physical. It's about losing a few kilos, getting ready for the summer, getting the guns out and losing a few pounds. Now straight away we see a little bit of dominance by Brewicolo. This is very unexpected, Tonchi. Right under the cosh is Drysdale. A nice little back heel, bit of trickery by the veteran Paul Hardy, the coach of the senior team, I believe, at Drysdale this year, or has been for the number of years. So he'll be bringing his experience to this, no doubt, and his speed at left back. I don't know if will be playing left wing back, Tonchi. I don't think so.
Well, as a coach, I'm a little bit disappointed that Mr. Hardy over there has donning the white boots. Most coaches, especially the traditional ones, say nothing but the black boots. But these days, not so. You've got all sorts of coloured boots, and as we can see, one of the fellas now for Brewicolo has got green boots. And then all the action is right in front of us now, as that was Pete Murphy getting the ball further afield, and it's kicked away by Dan Benson. Finds Justin Hirsch. Steve Fleming, ex-Drysdale president, a real leader on and off the park. And a bit of a slight, you could almost say a little bit of a clash of heads, but these boys are quite tough. And that's probably the first bit of action that has gone into either of the sides attacking halves. And we just saw a glimpse of Ross Abraham there, or actually his shiny head. And but all jokes aside, Barb, we are having a nice light-hearted sort of approach to this game, and it is all about having fun. But as you say, the issue of men's health is a very serious issue, and I guess, dare I say, over the last 2 years, mate, with everything that has been going on, mental health, not just for men, but obviously for children, for women, for older people, with the amount of lockdowns we've had and everything that is going on in the world around us. Something like this, a concept like this that is able to get families. Yeah, we're looking around and we're seeing a lot of kids yelling out, "Hi Dad, hi Daddy," one to the left of our screen. It's great to see, and it really, really gives you hope for 2022 so early on in the piece, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it takes your mind off the everyday stresses of life, I think. So getting out here, having a bit of fun, having a couple of beers, no doubt, after the game, meeting people that they might not have met for a couple of years. So this is fantastic to see such big numbers. This year, Tonchi, just so you know, there's been an uplift in the number of participants that we've got playing in the Masters. We've got over 200 participants, over 11 teams joining the competition, which will be run over the next 10 weeks. So this should be an exciting, very exciting competition. This is the first round, and what we're seeing, nice movement from Sean, really anticipating and really belittling his age in a way. Not belittling, maybe not that. There's a goal! Oh my God! Straight off he's come from the youth academy. That's Andy Scott. He's made his first appearance here, Tonchi, for the Drysdale crew, but he's come through the Drysdale Youth Academy. Very young. You can see his speed, and he had that quality of finish. He had no doubt that he was going to put that away. Or maybe it wasn't. Sorry, I got that. Tim Norton. So I got that confused with his doppelganger, Andy Scott. Apologies for that.
What a great start, and it was against the run of play. As you did say, Barb, Brewicolo had really taken the ascendancy early in the piece, and they were looking good. The ball was, by the way, they are kicking Brewicolo to the left of your screen, Drysdale Hotel kicking to the right of your screen. And a little bit of a rebound there. And we should have mentioned this right at the start, by the way. Drysdale Hotel are in the black and gold of Drysdale Soccer Club, whereas Brewicolo are wearing the very interesting black and white and grey design. A very new one. I wonder if that's going to be Surfside Waves, maybe away strip this year. I'm not too sure, but it certainly does look quite resplendent. And the game here, 5 minutes into the first half of the half, which is proudly brought to you by Brewicolo. It is Drysdale Hotel 1, Brewicolo 0, and Tim Norton scoring that goal, as we said, against the run of play. And it's 1-0 to the boys in black and gold. But all the action is up the other end of the field. It's a corner kick now for Brewicolo. And a nice little flick on there from, I believe that was Matt Wood. And it went inches wide of Pete Hattie's post. Great opportunity there for Brewicolo to pull back that equaliser.
I mean, you probably see this in a lot of games, don't you, with all your experience. The team that scores for the next 5 or 10 minutes, they're often under a lot of pressure. So Brewicolo certainly doing that. And just going back to your shirt, I don't know. It could be the shirt for the year. Oh, there's Sean Lonergan getting caught on the ball. Very unlike him. But they were able to get out. And this is how they scored in this first goal. The quick break down the right-hand side. That's Dean Wern. He'll beat number 21. Cross across the... Oh, there's Roscoe! Oh, great attempt. They lost the opportunity to go 2-0 up, Tonchi. Great turn of speed. It's often... I feel as though Drysdale, I don't know what you feel, I feel like they're sucking them in and then trying to get them on the counter.
Yeah.
Very, very cagey, if you like. It's almost like they encouraged the mistake by their centre-back, Sean, and then knew that they were able to get the ball off to Dean Wernan. Great attack.
Dean Wern was a focal player in the inaugural Masters competition, the Geelong Region Masters League, several years ago for Drysdale, and he's already become quite focal on the right-hand side. But so too is number 4, who's Pete Murphy. But a good shot there, and a cracking effort there from number 26, Simon Keogh. That was almost the second goal of the afternoon for, well, the visitors. I guess in this case, Steve Fleming, as we mentioned, past president of Drysdale, number 22, right in front of the camera, a leader on and off the park, and he'll be focal. And you're right, Bub. Across the right-hand side, we're seeing a lot of the action, and that's where they seem to be most dangerous. Ross Abraham with the ball, doing a nice little waltz around his player, and indeed the ball. Ball goes out for a throw into Drysdale. That man again, Keogh, has it. He's got a bit of space. He pulls the trigger on that one, but did not really worry Pat Kuiper's goal in the end. And the Brewicolo goalkeeper, I have to remember not to call him Surfside Waves, the Brewicolo goalkeeper quickly gets the ball moving, and the ball is out of play. It is going to be a throw-in to Brewicolo, as we see Liam Bannigan now going to retrieve the ball. Beautiful day out here. The Bureau of Meteorology did say it's going to be in the high 20s. They did predict rain, yes, no rain, yes, rain, no rain. So hopefully the rain will stay off. But it is quite cool. There's a nice gentle breeze kind of blowing sort of almost like a southerly direction. And it's perfect conditions for football.
Not too bad for a surf, though, Blanchy.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit maybe too hot for the gents out in the middle. Because they're, so early in the year, their fitness level is not going to be at an adequate level, I'm sure. Well, it never is. But
we'll see. Look, here's a nice little opportunity from going from left to right. The wall's set up. We've got Simon Keogh, who's their specialist free kick taker. That's a nice shot. Was always going over though, Tonchi. So, Tonchi, I'm just looking at the formations here. I've just lost my piece of paper. The wind blew it away. Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. Just looking at the formations here. They've set up in that traditional 4-2-3-1 on both sides, interestingly enough. So it's almost like a tick for tat kind of setup. But it looks like Drysdale's starting to get the ascendancy, starting to make their presence, their years of experience felt. And Brewicolo is just starting to really, feel the pinch in a way. Now, here's another free kick, number 21, Craig Bannigan, right across the face of goal, and unfortunately didn't. Yeah, nice free kick there. Very well taken. Now we've got a break in play. Tonchi, just going back to what you said earlier about the boots, how do you select the colour of boots? What is it, a personal opinion? Is it something your mum buys you when you were young and you get used to it? Or, I mean, there's so many different colours.
I think it probably depends on how many Rebel vouchers you got for your birthday or for Christmas, and then what's on offer there, or De Grandies, I suppose. Unfortunately, down here in Geelong, we don't have a big array of boots, and especially if you've got a big foot, like yours truly, it's sometimes, or narrow, it can become very difficult, but in the end, you just have to settle for whatever you've got. But these days, they're very, very colourful these days. A nice little pirouette in the middle of the park there. Ball fed out wide to, that was Steve Fleming, gets it back in, pokes it out, and cleared away by Pat Kuipers, and the ball's almost coming towards our direction. Ball's going to go out of play. We have gone now 11 minutes into the first half. Drysdale Hotel looking very good in his opening round of the 2022 Masters Summer League, proudly brought to you by Brewicolo. As we see now, Nick Tsongas goes forward. It's a bit of a turnover there.
I think
we've got a number 18 there, but we don't know who that player is. Number 18 in the middle of the park there.
That's Corin. Is he not on the list?
No, he's not. Chris Parsons has the ball. He has a shot now. I think it almost came off the upright there. It was parried away by Kuipers. And now the ball goes out to Leslie Muapeta. He swings the ball to the other side of the field. Fleming intercepts for Drysdale Hotel. Trapped beautifully there by, I think it was Parsons there. Chris Parsons. And now we end up seeing Craig Bannigan with the ball. But he goes straight into, I think it was the goal scorer. No, Simon Keogh, the danger man. Fleming now into Keogh. He can't hold on to it. Bit of a turnover there. Rob Svetkovsky gets the ball. Good turn there.
Good Macedonian name.
Yeah, Ben Van Doren has the ball. It's a little bit of ping pong there, but Patrick, is it Dine or Dean? Turns. He's going to get a free kick out of that one. Do we say that Dine or Dean?
Dean. Are we talking about Dean Wern?
Patrick.
Dine, I'd say. Dine. D-Y-N-N-E. If any of the listeners have a different version, please make a comment in the comment section. I just want to take the opportunity quickly. I don't know if you've noticed this, Tonchi, with your keen eagle eyes, but they've placed number 12, Dan Benson, as we see a free kick being taken, in the back line. Where he just went up, though. He just went up. Where is he? He's gone off. He's gone off, has he? He was the free transfer I was talking about mid-season, and he adds a lot of experience. He's played in a couple of Melbourne State League teams. I was expecting him to see him in the midfield, so very surprised to see him start. Oh, there he is. He's in the back line playing centre back. So if I looked at this, Tonchi, I'd say that the midfield is being dominated by Drysdale, and they might want to look at putting number 12. Their star player Dan Benson into the midfield the second half. That's what I'm expecting to see. Over to you, Tonchi.
Good point there, and Pete Murphy has the ball on the right hand side.
Wasted opportunity.
It's a wasted opportunity, as my fellow commentator said.
He'll be very upset with himself. He's been practicing that in the off season, making that fast break down the side. I see him training it, all times, and that was let the team down, to be honest, Tonchi.
Now, there is a little bit of a wind advantage favouring Drysdale, kicking to the right of the screen. Not a big wind, but enough of a breeze to make kicking into the wind a little bit difficult for Brewicolo, as Drysdale once again has the ball in the middle of the park. And this is where they're most dangerous, when they bring the ball out to the right. Fleming now has it at the halfway line. He goes inboard looking for Parsons.
Here we go, second opportunity.
And a great little pass. Once again, Murphy, really, really dangerous. And I think that was Dean Wern, was it, who had that shot or attempted header. Didn't quite get on the end of it. But Drysdale indeed looking very, very dangerous as we go into the 15th minute of the play. And it is 25-minute halves or 20-minute halves?
Look, it's probably a 30-minute half, Tonchi. The boys have gotten a lot fitter, as you can tell. The movement's a lot quicker, a lot more dynamic, and they've gone for a 30-minute half. The rule is, if the teams feel like they can play 35 before the game, by mutual agreement, they will. I doubt that will happen in any of the games, to be honest, mate. So, look, here we go. Simon Keogh's dropped back into that centre defence. Oh, great little fend off. That's a bit of a mismatch, I think, on the right-hand side, Tonchi. It's
Craig Bannigan?
Number 9, Chris Parsons. I remember scoring an absolute screecher at a game down at St Leonard's. He's come out of nowhere. He in a conversation I had with him, pre-game, he was saying that he wasn't sure whether he was going to play this year. He had other commitments. He's a talented hairdresser, and he's got a little shop down at the waterfront. Oh, that's a nice little cross. Really challenged the keeper there. He's lost his hat. To keep the hat on, it's sometimes a little bit of a challenge in this weather. So I often recommend maybe putting a bit of sticky tape on the head, to double-sided sticky tape. Oh, here we go, a little down the left-hand side. Oh, right in front of the camera. You'd be disappointed that he didn't make more of that, unfortunately. Here's Chris Royal, the captain, coming over. Oh, he's not listening to the captain. That's dissent. That's absolute dissent. He would not be happy. He'll be having a halftime chat with number 17, who just walked off. That's number 17. Who's that? Paul Smith. So the captain's come over, Tonchi, requested that he take the throw in, and straight away he's thrown it, and he's not very happy, and he's gone straight off for the other side. So words to be had at half time, I think. Here's Simon Kerr, plenty of time on the ball. Oh, lovely dummy. This is great play by Drysdale. It's just a game of one side. There's a mistake there by the Pete Nippers. Very unlike Pete. Oh, this is looking like another goal will ensue. No, Star just gets it out of there. Would you say that was a wasted opportunity?
Absolutely.
There was like an overload there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the mind knew what it wanted to do. The body probably just struggled to do what was going to happen. But the referee, who's done a great job so far in the opening 17 and a half minutes, he blows the whistle and says, guys, take a chill pill. Just hang on a sec. It's going to be a free kick. And we see a lot of activity now happening on the, let's call it the interchange bench. It's not the substitutions bench, because they're just coming on and off, and that's another great rule, because certainly with the big squad numbers that we do have, that's more than important. But back to the on-field action as we enter the 18th minute now. It's Chris Royal. He's got the ball from about 30 metres, but if he scores this, he'll say it was from 60 metres, and he does a little bit of a chip, and it's now going to be an equaliser. Dan Benson positioned himself beautifully inside the box. That was a strategic move. It was well thought out. Chris Royal, he decided not to go for the shot, but a beautiful chip effort there. And it found Benson in fair bit amount of space there. Caught the Drysdale defence napping, and in the 18th minute, we've got a ball game on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great little pickup there by the import, Dan Benson. He was the guy that I was telling you about before. Came from Barwon on a free transfer. So he's been sitting in the back line, just hiding a little bit, and I was saying he should be in the midfield, but great strategic play. I almost feel, Tonchi, and I don't know, with the years of experience from these Masters, that maybe Brewicolo, one of their plans was to make a lot of mistakes, give Drysdale a false sense of security, and then pounce like a prey mantis on its prey. I just get the feeling that now we'll start to see Brewicolo with a bit of ascendancy, and Drysdale go into their shell a little bit, which they've been known to do in past seasons. They're not mentally strong, and that's something I've always said that they need to work on. It's not their technical capability, it's their mental capability to hold out for the full 30 minutes. So look, again, it's no change this season, unfortunately.
Well, free kick there for Brewicolo. It was Justin Hirsch who's... no, actually it wasn't. It was Patrick Dean who copped a little bit of a... Oh, we've got a bit of a yellow card as well to one of the Drysdale players. I'm not too sure which one it was. It was, in fact, Justin Hirsch that copped that tackle. So there's about 3 or 4 players there possibly that could have got that card. I've got a feeling it may have been Paul Hardy, but I stand to be corrected for that one. Nonetheless, it is a free kick in a similarly dangerous position as what happened with the goal. Royal once again, and he's going to now chip it. Does exactly the same thing. It is cleared away only as far as I think that was Morpeta. And now it is number 2, Steve Grindle has it.
You saw Jose Muncy getting caught on the ball. He just needs to be a bit faster.
But here Buchanan breaks away with the ball. He's now going to find, and it's a shot there by number 33. And we don't have his name, number 33.
Jose Muncy.
That's Jose Muncy. So he's donned the 33 top, wasn't... supposed to wear the number 25 top in pre-match, but Munty now had a opportunity there to give his side the lead, but it went straight to the opposition goalkeeper. And the referee just blows his whistle and has a little bit of a chat to the players. Out there's a little bit of confusion, I think, as to maybe the substitutes coming on or off. And the referee is really saying, hang on a sec, fellas, let's sort this out before we go any further. And it is going to go back to the goalkeeper. Very good sportsmanship there. Not too sure what exactly happened there, but look, nonetheless, we're back in action now, and we've gone 22 minutes. The score is 1-1 at the moment as the Brewicolo goalkeeper kicks it over the halfway line. But Munti now trying to go for a little back heel there, looking for none other than, I think that was Aziz Farid.
Aziz, no 32. Have they done a...
They've done a swap. They've got...
Oh, no, Aziz Farid has...
Yep. As the ball goes over there, and once again, no, it certainly does not look like an Aziz Farid, number 32.
Just as soon as Ando or Jose Munti has come on, he's made a nuisance of himself. Jose had a bit of time off after attempting a bicycle kick. He tells me that, this is season 2021. I wasn't at the match, but he tells me he watched a few Ronaldo videos pre-game and had the opportunity to do a bicycle. Ended up in hospital, Tonchi. So it's good to see him back out there. You notice that he didn't attempt the bicycle kick. He didn't have the opportunity, but he still didn't attempt the bicycle kick. So look at the footwear on this young gentleman, number 32. Very unusual runners. That could cause a bit of damage. I've often hyperextended. When I see that, Tonchi, I think about hyperextending. So we'll see if that happens. I don't wish an injury on anybody, but that's unusual footwear for a match of this status, Tonchi. They've moved number 21 into the centre midfield now. He looks as though he might be carrying a few extra pounds, Tim Morton. And I'll see if Drysdale will look to exploit that. But maybe they've looked at Ando being up front for Drysdale and said, nah, that's a good matchup. So how long to go, Tonchi? How are we travelling? We've got a few more minutes, 2 minutes plus stoppage time. There was a few stoppages, so we'll see what that looks like. But this is a great day. There's what would you say in the crowd, Tonchi? There'd be maybe a few hundred people floating around. It's great.
Few hundred, Bob, mate. There's about 1,000 here. Okay, there may be a 500 or so down at the local beach and another 500 at the lovely cafes dotting around Ocean Grove. But we'll call them all as part of the spectators here. They might not be here, physically, but they are in spirit. But no, all jokes aside, there is a very good crowd. I'd say there's probably a good 200 or so participants as Brewicolo tries to go forward. And it's Drysdale, cool, calm and collected at the back, bringing it forward. That is Royal. He is down. He's still down, so we hope that everything is fine. The referee glances over his left shoulder, says, hang on a sec. No, there's something definitely not right. It looks like he has done some injury, and that's not good at all. Sean Lonergan, the captain of Drysdale, standing over him as well as Ben Van Doren. And now the goalkeeper comes over. He gets it back on his feet, so that's a good sign. He's able to walk, and I think he knows his name and his date of birth, so that is a bonus as well. But no, all jokes aside, once again, we don't want to see anyone injured, and the fact that Royal is able to walk. And now he's actually broken into a little bit of a run. Took 3 steps, but that's fine, and he's back in action. And a true tough captain doesn't want to go off the bench, or he wants more game time. So now it's going to be a throw-in. About 10 or 5 metres inside their attacking half, inside Drysdale Hotel's attacking half. Long throw in, wind assisted, no doubt, as the ball goes, and it actually ends up now behind the Brewicolo goals. And Pat Kuipers is going to be the man, the goalkeeper, who's going to bring the ball back into action. Has been an enthralling game. Has been a game of a kind of yo-yoing experiences, I guess, or fortunes, if you like. Drysdale started off very well. Brewicolo, I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to call him surf sideways. Brewicolo then got back into the action, and I guess over the last 5 or so minutes, it has been a game of, well, do we dare say end-to-end stuff, because it has been 1 second down one end, and then the next second up at the other end. So it has been quite an enthralling contest, Barb.
Look, it's certainly tapered off, Tonchi. Both teams comfortable sitting on there. You could say that they're happy with, a 1-1 draw. And no one wants to lose in the first round of the league.
Do we have scores from other games, by the way?
We'll get those at half-time. We'll get one of our sideline assistants to run over and get the scores. But I'm looking at the other side. They're almost at half-time as well. But as I was saying, this is a game of two halves often. In fact, it is. It's two halves plus stoppage time. But now we see a little bit of a run off the left-hand side. Here we go. Oh, no. Lost opportunity again. It's been a game of lost opportunities, Tonchi, hasn't it, really? There's been plenty of opportunities, but no one willing to take that risk. Everyone's sitting back, and their ball goes out on the left-hand side. But let's see what they can muster up in the last couple of minutes.
It's going to be Brewicolo now. Craig Bannigan right in front of our commentary position. Throws the ball back to his player Dan Benson, who was the goal scorer of the equaliser. Nice, and we did see it was, and we did see the wind take that a little bit, so it's very difficult to control it. But we've now gone 27. We're into the 28th minute. 1-1 at just before half time.
Whether the referee needs some more batteries in his watch, maybe, Tonchi. It seems like this half's going forever.
Simon Keogh fends it off to Buchanan on his left-hand side. He finds Pete Murphy, who's gone a little bit quiet towards the second part of this one. Nice. Drysdale has the ball completely under control. Tyson Scott now on the right-hand side. Chips it in, looking for a fellow Drysdale Hotel player, but the ball goes too far, and Kuipers manages to get that ball, and then he kicks it straight to us. And thank you for passing the ball to us, but we're not actually on the field. Nonetheless, it's all good. Doesn't count as a back pass, does it?
No, it doesn't. It certainly doesn't. Foul throw. You don't see that in professional sports that often.
You let alone usually at under sevens.
So they might.
Nines,
the
masters.
The the years of experience. You'd think that throw-ins was, hands behind the head.
Yeah.
He saw one of his left legs, his only left leg, lift off the floor.
One of his left legs
lift off the floor. Very, this number 2 for Drysdale, Tyson Scott, he's been playing for years.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of that. That could be one of the critical moments in the game, that throw in, Tonchi. I don't know about you, but it feels as though the tide has turned. Oh! No idea what he was doing with that header. He has no idea. He calls himself the captain. He's hit a bit of delirium after the head clash, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Quite possibly.
And here's the captain from Drysdale. Beautiful throw. I think that was a foul throw. Was that right in front of you there, mate? Right. Oh, look at this. Right in front of you, Sean. He's gone a bit delirious. Come on. He's time wasting. Simon Keogh, he's a smarter player. Look at that. Look at the intensity. The intensity. Look, Sean had no energy left. Oh, missed opportunity there. Here comes the ball to Dries. Oh, mistimed.
For a minute, I thought the captain was going to be told off by his own players instead of the other way around. But Sean Lonergan there, a little bit oblivious to the fact that the ball was at his feet. But nonetheless, yeah, must be. Well, we've gone now 29 and 3/4 minutes. So it's 30 minutes gone into the first half. And it is 1-1 at the moment. More substitutions about to be made. And it is like, coming here from Lara, I drove past the Gridiron Field down in Hendy Street in Corio, and it was very reminiscent and very similar to what we're seeing here. There was just as many players on the sidelines as there are on the actual field. So if you're driving past here on Shell Road Reserve, you're probably thinking a gridiron match is happening. Although these players are a lot tougher than gridiron players. They don't need helmets. They've got hard heads instead. Big, long, wind-assisted kick by Pete Hattie, the Drysdale Hotel goalkeeper. That went 655 kilometres, I think, that ball. Very strong wind. It has picked up in the last few minutes. as we're playing 31 minutes now in the first half. Nick Tsongas, who's been a tower of strength, the Rock of Gibraltar, a real tough man in the heart of the Drysdale Hotel defence. He now faces the biggest challenge of the first half, getting back into his position before the ball is released by Pat Kuipers. And then he goes up, and I think he's had a head clash. No, I think he's run out of puff, and he's gone down. He goes, I need to have a rest. I think that's what it was. A little nana nap. And these players, they've been around for 30, 40, in some cases 60 years, and they know how to milk time from the referee, and they know how to go down and say it's been a head clash when they might have got a tap on the ankle or something like that, and they know how to camouflage it well, Barb.
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably a good example. Big Nick, he gets slowly back up to his feet. They can't wait. They can't wait to the half-time break. You can see, like I was just looking at the stats, Tonchi. Drysdale has run accumulated 300 kilometres, executed 78% accuracy with their passes. Maybe they've got something wrong with the stats machine. Whereas Brewicolo, a very low 30% accuracy with the pass, and only ran about 10 kilometres in total. Now, that's got to tell you something. They're doing a lot of defending. Drysdale seems to... Oh, he goes down, Simon Keogh. So Nick again. No, that was Nick. He goes down again too easily. Nick Tsongas, is it?
Yeah. Yeah,
he seems to be falling down quite a bit. So is that that was a halftime whistle on pitch 2, I believe.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So we see the referee from Barwon heads. He makes one of his irregular excursions into one of the halves. He likes to operate, Tonchi, in the circle. That's where he's got a good field of vision. He's a minimalist referee, one of the best, but a minimalist. Ball goes out for a Brewicolo throw-in.
Well, the referee has done a good job in the first half. Now, I'm not too sure if he's actually keeping a score check on his smartwatch, or if he's actually making a Twitter update to his status. I don't know, but the ball's still in play. Cleared away there by Drysdale. Number 32 has the ball. He keeps it very easily away from Bannigan. Now ball goes forward now. Tim Norton, the goal scorer, goes inboard, looking there for Jose Monte. He can't get there. Now Jose's got it. He's got an open goal. Very, very unselfish. He tries to lay it off for Tim Norton, saying, well, Tim, you've already scored one. You can score a second, and maybe in the second half you might be able to get your hat-trick. And I think all he wants, Jose, he wants Tim to shout him a beer after the game, a Brewicolo exclusively brewed Master Summer League beer. I think that was his thinking in that passage of play.
Mate, if he could rewind the game, I think he'd be better off to flick the ball up and do one of his famous scissor kicks as the ball comes over, Tonchi. His hands were on his hips after that. He would be utterly disappointed with his effort there. That was a poor attempt. He tried to be unselfish, but clearly the ball was on, shot was on. He has to be more selfish, Tonchi. There's no, you can't. But if you're a striker, when you played as a youngster, you would have been up front. You have to be more selfish, don't you?
No.
In those positions, you can't be passing the ball on, tiptoeing around, thinking you've got all day. As I said, it's about precision. It's about honesty. It's about integrity. It's about putting the ball in the back of the net, Tonchi.
Forget the integrity, forget all that. It's about putting the ball back in the back of the net. And on that occasion, both those players did not manage to do so. But nonetheless, I think Tim Norton is probably going to have to give Jose Monte a drink after the game. Ball, and the linesman was right there, well positioned. Even though my co-commentator doesn't think so, but the ball did go out. Remember, the whole ball has to go out. But nonetheless, number 3, Rob Grillendrum had the ball there, laid it off to Dean. He tried going forward and looking for a colleague, but wasn't able to do so. Look, I think as the wind has slowly started to pick up, I think it's really difficult for the Brewicolo team to keep the ball under control. They're trying to play it a little bit up in the air, and the wind seems to be a little bit spirally. But as we see now, Dan Benson, well, that tells you how the wind is very spirally. Threw the ball pretty much right up in the air, and the ball just sort of seemed to make this little kind of a loop overhead. But they are lucky. They're going to get a second opportunity now. The referee has seen something that we haven't seen, but nonetheless, it's going to be a free kick for Brewicolo, and it'll be taken by Dan Benson, the goal scorer. Dan Benson did score in the 18th minute to make it 1-1.
He is. I'm predicting a goal here. He is quality. This guy. He's going to go for goal. Be selfish, I say. Look, it looks like he's going to line up a couple of little marks in the surface, and he's gone for a goal. Great hit, but just too high. Just Tonchi, just on the apparel, and maybe just your own, recollection of things. How important is you've got the same shirts. The shirts look great, but then you have a mismatch of shorts. That's got to play with the. If you take a bit of pride in your team, it then shows on the field. There's mismatch in socks, different colour boots. That's fine, but the shorts, Tonchi, it's and the socks. I don't know. Anyway, that's just me.
Well, Drysdale Hotel, if the proprietors from Drysdale Hotel are tuning into this live and exclusive broadcast, make sure next year to up the sponsorship a little to cover the shorts for these youngsters. They are youngsters, because I think when you don the shirt on, you put the shorts, you put the shin guards on, the boots, they're probably brand shiny, you feel like you're 21. You don't feel like $1 million, but you feel like you're 21, and you start playing like you're 21. The only problem is the body is not 21, and often you end up pulling a muscle or anything like that. So who knows, maybe some of these guys have just been down at the beach or something and just quickly found some shorts and just covered their board shorts. Oh, there's a little bit of a nip there on Murray Buchanan. Yeah, I have been calling Mitch Buchanan. I don't know why. There was a Mitch Buchanan. I think there was an actor back in the 80s in one of those children's series. I don't think Murray Buchanan was one of those actors, although he would have been a child back in the 80s, I'm sure. But Murray has got the ball now. He's always scheming, always thinking, what can I do? And that is not the exception. And I think he just saw that. And there it is. It's half time. We've gone 38 minutes into the first half, so we played a few minutes of extra time. It's 1-1 here at halftime in round one of the Masters Summer League of 2022 between Drysdale Hotel, Brewicolo. Barb, your quick recollection of the first half, very quick summary, and then we're going to be back for the second half.
Look, Tonchi, exciting. 1-1. We saw a good first start. Then it sort of lulled off to a really boring game, Tonchi. A really boring game. And I can't help but think that the fashion has somehow played a part in, the team's play. And maybe they'll have a good, long, hard look at themselves maybe next time they come out, before they come out and represent their teams. Look, I'm expecting big things second half. I think that the Brewicolo guys will have to reshuffle, and they'll put Dan Benson into the midfield. I think that's the key, Tonchi.
Well, there you go. Following a very eventful first half, it's 1-1 here at Shell Road Reserve. Don't go away. We'll be back for the second half. And the action is underway here in the second half at Shell Road Reserve. Brewicolo kicking to the right of your screen, dressed in white. And Drysdale Hotel in their black and gold strips. They'll be kicking to the left of your screen as we see all the action here in front of us, right in front of us. And we saw number 3, Ross Abraham, dribble the ball over for Drysdale. So now it is a throw in to Brewicolo. That was number 9 there. Don't seem to have number 9 for Brewicolo, so it must be a new player that's come on in the second half. First half was a topsy-turvy sort of a game. At one stage, Drysdale were doing very well, and then Brewicolo came back very strongly. And we'll try and get who that number 9 is for Brewicolo. We'll just call him that dude for the time being, but he's been positioned as an out-and-out attacker, playing that traditional number 9. That dude. And now the ball goes to the other end of the field, and another number 9, Chris Parsons, has the ball on the far side. He looks to cross it in, twists and then turns. Beautiful shot there. He finds there, and it's going to be dribbled off there by Andy Scott. Hit the upright, rebounded, and Dean Wern managed to get that goal, or the rebound. So we now have a scoreline of 2-1 after just 2 minutes in the second half. Brilliant effort. So it's the 37th minute, and Dean Wern managed to get that goal for 2-1. And rather ambitious effort there by that dude, who manages to get that ball for a goal kick, or provides or almost presents Drysdale Hotel with a free kick there, a free goal kick, if you like. Chris Parsons, or Simon Keogh, I should say, there in the middle of the park, number 26. He finds Simon Fleming back to Keogh. He tries to go back for Fleming, but in the meantime, Fleming had moved, and an effort there by Matt Wood. Skies well over the target, and it is going to be another goal kick to Drysdale, with Pete Hattie, the goalkeeper, there to bring the ball back into play. He's been called into action now twice in the last 2 minutes or so, as the wind has picked up, and it is blowing quite strongly towards the goal that Drysdale Hotel is defending. In other words, Brewicolo's attacking goal, which is to the right of the screen. As Andy Scott now tries to intercept there. That was Nick Tsongas as well, trying to clear the ball. Fleming as well, Tsongas as well. No one can manage anything. Dan Benson, the scorer of the Brewicolo's first half goal, manages to get his right foot onto that one, but once again goes for a goal kick. Is that looks like a Jose Munte taking the goal kick. He looks like he's going to assume a bit of a defensive role in the second half. Andy Scott goes forward looking for Dean Wern. Ball gets kicked out by Rob Tsvetkovsky, and it is going to be a throw-in, quickly taken there by Ross Abraham. Andy Scott skies that, and the ball now all of a sudden finds itself back in the middle of the park, as we see Tim Norton, scorer of Drysdale's first goal, gets it forward. Bit of a clash there between Dean Wern and Pat Kuipers. It's going to be a free kick to the Brewicolo custodian, who has gone down second best in that little tussle, little contest. The referee has pulled up play, obviously, and Dean Wern, who scored that goal just 2 minutes after the resumption of play, he was involved in that. Nothing sinister, nothing intentional there. It was a 50-50 ball, and Pat Kuipers is up on his feet, limping away, but I think he seems clutching his right thigh there, and then pointing to his ankle. So it is his right leg that seems to have copped the brunt of that collision, but he's fine. He's back on his feet, he's walking, and shortly we'll see if he's able to kick the ball. I'm sure he can. And although Leslie Mwepeta walked over and said, "Hey, do you want me to take the kick?" and Kuiper said, "No, I can do it." And he kicks it nice and far, all the way down into the right-hand corner, looking for Justin Hirsch. But ball goes out of play. Very windy conditions, but that's just cooling conditions down here, on-field conditions that is. Initially it was meant to be 26, 27, quite warm, quite humid, but the players will be very, very thankful that there is a nice sea breeze almost coming in off the coast, cooling things down. Fleming does a beautiful turn, defying his many years of on-field and off-field experience, the former Drysdale Soccer Club president. Stepped down last year. Keogh now looking like a tower of strength in the middle of the park, launches onto his right foot, he shoots, and Kuipers hits that ball, and if he was feeling a bit groggy after the tackle on the foot, he almost parried that ball onto his chin and would have been a little bit none the worse there. But Benson then finds Kev Bowers, another ex-president. He was ex-president of Surfside Waves, in fact the long-time president of Surfside Waves, Kevin Bowers, number 13. Ball goes out of play, almost the dog on the leash on the other side wanted to get in on the action. Svetkovsky now throwing the ball, and that was Tim Norton trying to do something with the ball, unsuccessful. And now a half-hearted pass / attempt on goals by Matt Wood sees Drysdale now take the ball in a turnover, I guess. Ross Abraham goes down, but he's helped up by his Brewicolo counterpart, Justin Hirsch. Good sportsmanship there. Has been good sportsmanship displayed in the first half. Let's hope that continues in the second half. Dangerous effort there by Tsongas going across the field, but it's all okay. Finds Paul Hardy. That was in fact Paul Hardy. I did mention there was Jose Munte before, but no, that was actually Paul Hardy. How can I get those two wrong? Steve Fleming now on the far side. Seems to be playing a little bit more of an attacking role in this second half is Fleming. And as is Paul Hardy, who's drifted forward, and now he quickly scampers back into his defensive position. We have gone now 9 minutes into the second half. We're playing 35-minute halves. And at the moment it's Drysdale Hotel 2, Brewicolo 1. Drysdale Fleming through Fleming tries to go forward. That was that Svetkovsky intercepts, goes forward, but now it's once again Drysdale. The black and golds have possession of the ball, and on the far side Norton tries to get the ball further afield, looking for Chris Parsons, but the ball has gone out of play. The linesman out there is signalling that the ball in fact did go over the white line, and it will be a throw-in to be taken by Craig Bannigan for Brewicolo. Keogh now in the middle of the park. He really is playing that playmaker role perfectly. That was Andy Scott, who's now been involved in more of the play in his second half. Got onto his left foot and tried to curl it in, but it has ended up at the feet there of Pat Kuipers, another player who has been in the thick of it in this opening stage of the second half. This year's Masters Summer League proudly brought to you by Brewicolo. And if you just tuned in and haven't been listening to us in the first half, Brewicolo have actually this year brewed exclusively for the Masters Summer League a distinct Masters Summer League beer. So if you get your hands on that, it's going to be the hottest item on the Surf Coast and in Geelong this summer. make sure you get your hands on a Masters Summer League beer brewed exclusively by Brewicolo. And it's a great attempt there by Brewicolo. They just couldn't get their feet, hands, or any other part of the body onto the ball in a way that they wanted, as Benson now has it. Kicks it in, but it's rebounded off Fleming. Brewicolo still has possession. Bannigan now lifts the ball. Andy Scott heads it further afield. Wern, but it's intercepted there. Mwapeta now goes past one, goes past two. He's brought down at the top of the box, and it is going to be a free kick. And the referee even looks like he may be pulling out a card on this occasion. It's a blue card. I think it's to Andy Scott and the blue card is for a diving tackle, a sliding tackle, which is not permitted in this competition. As the Batesford Hotel boys to the right of us, looking very anything other than fit, especially Mick Opperman there. Looks like he's really enjoyed the festive season. Big shout out to Mick Opperman. Great to see the boys from the Batesford Hotel. They'll be up in action later on. And it's now Brewicolo. This is their best opportunity to score an equaliser if they can. And it's that dude again. We don't know the name of that number 9 player, but he's looking very ominous there, standing over the ball. Is it going to be him, or is it going to be Benson, the scorer of the first half? It's that dude has the ball. But it's Benson now, lays it off, and what a shot there by Dan Benson. Just goes to the right of that upright. That was a gilt-edged opportunity for as I think it was Pat Hetty tried to kick that, go for the goal kick, and slipped over. I'm not sure if he's wearing the soccer boots or the runners on that occasion. We might have to ask Simon Blanche, who's right next to us over here. Number 9 for Brewicolo. What's the name of that chap? We've been calling him the dude. And welcome to the microphone, Blanchy, by the way.
Thanks very much. And I'm not too sure what number 9's called, to be honest. I'll have to check, and it'll probably take me longer to find out.
We're naming him that dude. He's known as that dude at the moment, and he's looking very dangerous. He's probably been Brewicolo's best player in the opening stages of this second half, so we certainly do want to get the player's name.
I will have to... So you've got everything else apart from him.
Yeah, he's come on. It must be a ringing. He must have just been walking his dog past the reserve here, and said, "Hey, can I have a game here? You guys look like you need an attacking player." And Brewicolo have turned around and said, "Yes, we're struggling at the moment with getting the ball in the back of the net. Drysdale Hotel are doing a damn good job of." Scoring goals. They've scored 2 so far. We've only scored 1. Can you help us, mate? And that dude has said, yes, I can help you. And I'll tell you what, he's been very, very good in the first half. Now, Blanchy, all jokes aside, it is a wonderful concept, the men's summer league, the Masters Summer League. And we talked with Barbaros in the first half about how important it is as far as men's health is concerned. As we see Steve Fleming up the other end for Drysdale Hotel, surrounded by about 23 of the Brewicolo players, and there's no chance he's going to keep possession of the ball. But yeah, the concept of this, we're now into our 3rd year, is that right? And it's just growing bigger and bigger, and it's really an outlet for men to, mature age men to be able to, prioritise their personal, physical and mental health, isn't it?
It's a very important thing for over 35s to have an outlet, to be able to sort of come together on a Saturday and have a game of football with like-minded people. I said at the start of each game, because it is our 3rd season and I want to welcome people back and I want to thank them for coming back, but at the same time it is important for the mental health side of things. So I just want people to enjoy it. We just want people to have fun and get the most out of playing over 35s football. I said that the chance of playing Premiership or the World Cup has gone past. That boat sailed. So if this is the level that they've got, just enjoy it. It doesn't need to be fully competitive, but it needs to be as competitive as you can make it to be fun and have a good time amongst like-minded people.
Absolutely, and that's some brilliant words there, wise words there from Simon Blanche, one of the co-organisers, along with Barbaros Cara and Ross Abraham, who is also actually on the field there, number 3 for Drysdale, and he's probably the closest there to the camera, as we saw a change, but not of players, of linesmen. So Murray Buchanan coming off for a little bit of a spell, having a bit of a break. And as we return to all the on-field action, the ball is now on the far side, and it is going to be a throw-in to Drysdale Hotel. I thought for a minute it was going to be taken there by Tyson Scott, but it looks like it's Paul Hardy, I think it was, that is now throwing the ball. He hugs the line, goes further afield, and it's Mwapeta now has the ball. He was tackled there by Pete Murphy. A lot of pressure put on there by Drysdale Hotel. Do we have scores from any of the other games, Blanchy?
So the the Barwon SC game against the Bell Park Sharks, which is a Bell Park mixture, was 5-2 in Barwon's favour. I'm not too sure what the other result was between Leopold and Barwon Heads, but I think the results first round, not really the most important thing. It's a case of look at the numbers that we've got. We've got players out with COVID. We've got people sort of unsure whether they want to come and mix in these sort of surroundings. But it's really good to see people on the sidelines. It's good to see people out there enjoying themselves. Luckily, it's a nice day. So,
when we're talking of COVID, it certainly looks like some of the players out there on the park have been socially distancing between themselves and the ball. They haven't touched the ball for a long time, so I don't know if that's an intentional directive from the chief health officer to stay away from the ball, but no, it certainly isn't. They're trying to do their best, and they're having fun, and that's the most important thing. We're having fun calling the game, and as the sun comes out, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Surfside Waves at Ocean Grove. The roadshow moves on to, where does it move on to next week?
Drysdale next week. It's at the Drysdale Sporting Precinct, and again it'll be 2 games side by side with a finale of a single game at the end. The number 1 pitch will have the VO camera available for the 3 games that are played on that pitch. It's funny to actually re-watch some of the games the next day and have people think, oh, look at the skill that I did on 36 minutes in, then someone will remind them on 40 minutes when they scarred it to no one. So it is a bit of a laugh. But at the same time, I look like I've got a gravitational pull. I look that big in a shirt, so it's nice and it's bad at the same time.
It's nice and it's bad, and let's be honest. Let's be serious. The camera does put on an extra 15 kilos for every one of these players. So the players aren't as big as they appear to be on camera. They're actually very slim, very taut, very terrific, and they are they epitomise male health in the over 35s. Exactly right. As we see Drysdale now getting the ball, it's Ross Abraham. He's the first one to the ball, knocks it back to his keeper. Very bold effort there, and look at I'll tell you what, Pete Murphy looking good there. Looks for Parsons. Parsons now has the ball. He's going to go for a bit of a run. Can he outrun Mwapeta? No, he can't. And that was now Nick Songus, I think, trying to clear the ball away. And I don't know what Pete Hattie did there. He did a bit of a sliding tackle on the ball. Ball had gone out of play, but thankfully I don't think he's going to get a blue card for that, Blanchy.
No, I think if you're sliding towards a person or around a person, there's a chance of you getting a blue card. We just want everyone to be able to go to work on a Monday, which is why we've introduced the blue card. And I think at the same time, having people not being able to sort of talk back to a referee is a really good thing. So much football that you see on TV, this shout and scream at a referee, and it sort of filters down to the junior leagues. If you watch rugby union, it's and they're very apologetic. And it's just a better game for it. I think an amount of respect is a good thing. So.
As the action swings down to the other end, it's a bit of a desperate kick there by Pete Murphy, who's drifted all the way into attack. And now we know why he's a defender, because he just wasn't able to get onto the end of that ball and get it past Pat Kuipers. And Brewicolo can breathe a sigh of relief there as they now look to go back into attack and do something with the ball. But they've got the ball right in front of us now, and that was Benson who had the ball. They just couldn't get past that big man Simon Keogh in the middle of the park. Ross Abraham now. Ross is doing a pretty good job. We don't want him to get injured. I mean, he's one of the co-organisers. Or do we want him to get injured so he's not spending as much time on the field and he can be involved in the logistics off the park?
No, Ross is the hamster wheel. He'll run up and down all day long. The skill level's not there, but the enthusiasm is. And that's what we want in this sort of league. And I think we just saw one of the worst dives in any competition.
It was that dude again. He turned around. We haven't got a VAR here, but we do have recorded. And if you wanted to just press the rewind button on the recording here, you can see if that was legitimised or not. His calls for a penalty. Still shaking his head, that dude. But the ball now goes back into the attacking half for Drysdale. Hotel. Ross Abraham kicks it to no one in particular. I think he might be also colourblind because he's kicked it straight to the man in white, Leslie Mwapeta. And now it's Benson, who has been in all sorts of action in this second half. He's looking hungry, looking like he's wanting to do something. That dude fends it off now for Justin Hirsch, who's involved in a foot race with, what would you say, the talentless but very, very enthusiastic Ross Abraham.
I wouldn't say talentless, but the skill level, he admits it.
Talent challenged?
Talent challenge, that's not a bad...
Talent lacking?
Oh, you're being a bit harsh now.
Now we're being very harsh on Ross Abraham. No, all jokes aside, it's great to see the man there giving his all. And as are the rest of the guys here, it is really good to see. And we've got the Batesford Hotel boys, and they're going to be coming up against, I'm not too sure who they're coming up against. West Point from down the road. And both of those guys are itching. It's like the kids, the under 7s and the under 9s, when they're on the sidelines. The referee often has to tell them to move back from the sidelines. They just want to get on. They're just so enthusiastic.
This is actually a repeat of last year's final. So these two were the top two sides last year. So if either side thought they'd start off slowly and work their way into it, they're in for a shock. So the two sides that are both favourites are back into it again. So should be a good matchup today. And I think with it being the last game, everyone can have a sort of watch of it. And I think with the likes of Stewie Begg and Magic playing for the Batesford Hotel, there should be some quality football because these West Point guys play some attractive football. They know how to play masters. They keep possession, pass it around to feet. They don't waste any extra energy if they need to. And this Rangers side are a good side, so it should be a really good watch.
They have got a few very good players indeed, and I'm looking over now at the Rangers side. There's Mike Chapman. He's been watching a lot of Tottenham Hotspur videos over the last few days, trying to get a couple of pointers. Mick Opperman, I'm told, has been talking to his son, North Geelong Warriors senior team captain Ryan Opperman, asking his son now for a few pointers. Usually it's the son asking the dad, but in this case it's Mick Opperman, the dad, asking the son Ryan Opperman for a couple of pointers. We're not going to see how that's going to happen. But all the action now goes back to the actual action on the field here in front of us. We've gone 23 and a half minutes, probably around another 10 or so, 12 minutes to go in this game. Still plenty of time for Brewicolo to pull a goal back and equalise, because at the moment they are 1-2 down to the boys from Drysdale Hotel. A lot at stake as far as bragging rights. A lot at stake for the post-match bant. And speaking of the post-match, as all the action now swings to the other end of the field, and it's going to be a goal kick to Drysdale Hotel. The official launch happening later today, and what's happening with the official launch at the Brewicolo, obviously the main sponsor, having a big role to play.
Yeah, so we've got the men's shed coming down, so we can sort of talk about the charity that we've chosen this year. They're local to this area. Brewicolo, our major sponsor, we've actually got a beer, which is a Masters Summer League beer. It's only 3.6%, so you can have a couple of them before you drive home responsibly. It's something that we're trying to do as responsible adults, give people a chance to sort of come together. We've got some live music on. It happens to be one of the players from this year that's actually in the band that's going to be putting the entertainment on for us, so it should be a good get together. We're going to social distance, we're going to have some good food, good beer. Should be a good time.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of players that will be socially distancing, but not from the beers themselves, because it's a warm day and they'll be wanting to get a couple of beers down the hatchet as quickly as possible. As Jose now has the ball. Monte Looking forward for Scott. Andy Scott has the ball. Somehow managed to keep possession of that. Passes, crosses it in. That was a great effort there. And almost, that was Chris Parsons. A delightful cross there.
It deserved more.
It deserved more. And I think that was Tyson Scott who has started saying, I'm a little bit bored in defence. I'm going to go forward now. I'm going to score a goal. And he almost did that. He almost put the seal up. 25 and a half, almost 26 minutes gone in the second half. 35-minute halves. They are 35-minute halves, is that right?
So if you've got a good squad, you can choose 35 minutes over the 30 minutes to get additional players at more of a run. So I think most actual teams are trying to go for the 35 minutes instead of the 30, just because why not?
Well, in the first half, the game did go for, or the first half did go for 38 minutes. So we did have 3 minutes of stoppage time added on. I dare say in this second game, we probably might not have as many minutes added on as in the first half. There haven't been as many stoppages as Brewicolo now has a shot, flying effort there, and not too sure who that player was. I've got a feeling it may have been. We'll keep an eye out on that player. It was. He's just not going to show. He's not going to turn around. The fellow with the headband, as Ross Abrahams now brings the ball in towards the centre of the park, looking there for Tim Norton, but he's dispossessed. It was number 17, Paul Smith, in fact. He had a gilt-edged opportunity. I love saying that word, gilt-edged opportunity, to equalise. Didn't on that occasion. And now we find it's going to be a goal kick with Pete Murphy now having the ball there. Dare not give it to Pete Hattie, the goalkeeper, because every time he goes to take a goal kick, he slips over. And Murphy now goes for Abraham. That has been a combination that has been very prevalent in the this game throughout. It's Tim Norton there, in the middle of the park. Fends it off to Murphy, back to Norton. He goes forward. Jose now has the ball. Munte can't do much with it. As we see Tyson Scott, he's very determined. He's showing a very determined side to his game in this second half, chasing that ball like he's a 21-year-old. How hard is it for these players to sort of pull the brakes on and kind of, when you put the tops on, the strips on, you put the shiny new boots on, the shin guards, you feel like $1 million. You feel like you're 21 again. And how hard is it for these players to sort of pull the brakes on and realise, hang on, take it, a gear or two down because you're not 21?
I think the first season was a case of still thinking they were playing Division 1 first team football. And it took them a while to realise that it's not just about that with the over 35s, it's more about actually taking part. But you know what? It does get a bit of white line fever every now and again, and I think if you've been shouting at a referee for 40 years, it does become muscle memory. So trying to get out of that habit is pretty hard, but at the same time, the guys know that it's just volunteers running around trying to help everyone have a kick. So it's something that they appreciate, and I think they now, being season 3, they get it, they understand it, so they appreciate what we do. So.
And definitely what we've seen today is certainly a game played in very, very good spirits. An entertaining game. Has been a game of end-to-end, and I guess that's probably due to the high amount of turnovers, but it has been very end-to-end. 1 minute we see the ball at the right side of your screen, other times we see it at the left side of the screen, and like what is happening right there on the far right-hand pocket of the pitch, a little bit of ping-pong between the two sides. Either that or a lot of the players are colourblind because they seem to be passing it to the other team and not their own teammates.
I think there's a few cobwebs that need to be blown out. It's been a while since people have had a kick. Obviously, COVID cut the season short last year for the senior season, and I think if they only play Masters, it's been a while, so they might need a couple of minutes just to sort of get those cobwebs out and get the sort of touch back.
Absolutely, but we wouldn't be masters if we weren't taking the mickey out of ourselves, out of our own selves and that of our teammates, and occasionally that of our opponents as well. As the ball goes forward and, it might look on the camera that they're going at 5 kilometres an hour, but believe me, they've been running faster than Usain Bolt at the peak of his sprinting career. It's being played at breakneck speed, this game. We've gone 30 minutes and the ball comes forward and to the side, right in front of the camera position here, and if the camera it can hear the sound effects, Ross Abraham, he's huffing and puffing, but it's okay. He's not needed to be put on a ventilator, nor any of the other players here today. They're still managing to stay on their feet. As Murray Buchanan, when did he end up coming back on the park? 1 minute he was as a linesman, and now he's back on the park. He's a very versatile player, Murray Buchanan is. He is able to fill in any number of positions on the park, and they tell me down at Drysdale Soccer Club he's very, very heavily involved off the park, and he's involved in so many different positions and roles, none more so than being involved with the Mini Roos program down at Drysdale. And Drysdale Soccer Club, or the Drysdale Sports Precinct rather, will be the host of next week's round 2 matches as the roadshow moves down to Drysdale for round 2 next week of the 2022 Masters Summer League, proudly brought to you by Brewicolo. After the game, we hope to have the captain of the winning team join us, and also someone from Brewicolo as well. We've got 31 and a half minutes gone. Someone's just yelled out 5 minutes to go, so it might have been one of the players. I don't think it would have been a referee yelling it out. But effort there, a rasping effort by Nick Tsongas. I think it has taken a deflection from one of the Brewicolo players. I think it skimmed off Dan Benson's back, in fact. So it is going to be a corner kick for Drysdale Hotel. Number 21, Tim Norton, walks over there casually to take the corner kick. He floats the ball at the back post, and that was Tsongas coming up the park. Almost got into a position to either head the ball or kick that ball, but to no avail. And the young man now gently strides back to his stopper position. He's been playing as a centre back and has been a real rock in the heart of the Drysdale Hotel defence. Abraham. Oh, he's just clipped there right in front of us. He's going to get a free kick. There's Dan Benson there. That occasion, a little bit of a smile there. So come on, I think he slipped. Tim Norton now coming from the right, now onto the left-hand side. Tyson Scott back to Paul Hardy. Push forward to Buchanan now. He's dispossessed. Steve Grindell now having the ball. Looking to Justin Hirsch, who kicks the ball into one of his opponents, and now it is going to be a throw into Brewicolo, and that was taken by Craig Bannigan. Buchanan now for Drysdale. Tsetkovsky tried to dispossess him on that occasion. Ball back with Tsetkovsky. He's dispossessed in turn, and now it's Buchanan for a run, and he's got it now. Buchanan has the ball. Beautifully taken there, or slid there by Pat Kuipers, but he may have slid outside of his... no, he's actually going to be given a penalty against him. It is a penalty now against the Brewicolo goalkeeper for slide tackling Buchanan. Seems a little bit harsh. That's the rules. And it is going to be a penalty now for Drysdale Hotel in the 35th minute. And stepping up is the scorer of the first goal, Tim Norton, who scored after just 5 minutes. And now, in the 35th minute, he's got an opportunity to score the sealer. It's 2-1 in favour of Drysdale Hotel. Pat Kuipers shaking his head as he goes back to the goal line. The referee blows his whistle. In comes Norton. And he makes no mistake in the 35th minute. And it's 3-1 to Drysdale Hotel And that's pretty much the ball game here at Shell Road Reserve in the opening round of the Masters Summer League 2022 season. Brewicolo will try and get the restart happening as quickly as possible. Patrick Dean and Dan Benson in the middle of the park. And they might even go for a very, very ambitious shot at goal. Benson now has it. Looks to Rob Cvetkovski. Stops, props. Goes back to Liam Bannigan. Back to Cvetkovski. Leslie Muapeta gets in on the action. Cvetkovski goes forward, and now is the goal scorer of those first and the third goals, as the ball is deemed to have in fact it was an offside position there, so it's a free kick to Brewicolo. Benson pops the ball on the ground, looking for any options further afield. Doesn't seem to have many, and we've gone now 36 and a half minutes into the second half, so we're into stoppage time as the ball ends in the safe mitts of Pete Hattie, the Drysdale Hotel goalkeeper. Drysdale Hotel 3 currently leading Brewicolo 1. And no doubt that's how the scoreline will remain, unless we have a change in Brewicolo's favour, because the ball now has been awarded, or the referee has awarded Brewicolo a free kick, and they're about 25 metres out. Dan Benson stands over the ball, as does his colleague in midfield, Patrick Dean. In fact, it is going to be Dean now who places the ball on a particular blade of grass, and he's now going to see what can he do. In fact, we're all going to see what he can do with this ball. Dean has a shot, and it's going to be a great effort. Top left-hand corner, but it's easily taken there by Pete Hattie. He was well aware of what he had in mind. And now it's Drysdale Hotel looking to turn defence into attack. Ross Abraham, he's just dropped his head. The ball still hasn't gone out, and he comes back to tackle the ball. And there it is, the final whistle blown here at Shell Road Reserve, with a full-time scoreline of Drysdale Hotel 3, Brewicolo 1. A very entertaining game with lots of goals, lots of on-field action, lots of opportunities created, and lots of opportunities wasted. But that's the name of the game of the Masters Summer League, and what better way to kick off this year's Masters Summer League than with the game that we saw over the last hour here in front of us. Thank you for being with us. My name is Tonchi Prusak. It's been a pleasure calling this game. Do stick with us for the rest of the games in the Masters Summer League.